Good morning, Primary 4. I'm Miss Engy, your math teacher. Today we are going to explain a new lesson in Unit 4, Lesson 2, the probability. We have three types of events. The probability, it means we have some events, maybe happen, maybe not, or we are sure that it will happen, or it's impossible to happen. So, we have three types of events. Impossible event, that we are sure that it can't happen at all. As the sky rains gold, it's impossible to happen. The sun rises from the west, also it's impossible to happen. All of us know that the sun rises from the east, not from the west. Okay? The cow is flying, it's impossible. So these are examples for impossible event. And the probability of the impossible event equal 0. So the probability of any impossible event equal 0. Okay? The possible event. Possible, that means maybe happen, maybe not. We aren't sure. Examples: people goes to the school. We can go to school and sometimes we were absent. So it's possible to happen. The sky rain in the winter. It's possible. Some days the sky rain and some days not. Okay, so the probability of possible event, we represent it in the mass by a fraction or a decimal between 0 and 1. Not more than 1 and not less than 0. It's a fraction between 0 and 1. Okay? Certain or a sure event. That event, I'm sure it will happen. As the sun rises from the east. I'm sure. Every day the sun rises from the east. I'm sure from that. The moon appears at night. Every day the moon appears at night in the sky. So it's a sure event. The day follows the night. Yes, we are sure that every day comes after it the night. The fish live in water. Of course, fish can't live in land. It must live in water. So we are sure that the fish live in water. All of these events, they are a certain event. The probability of a certain event equal 1. We haven't any probability. It must be happen. Okay? So this is the three events which we have. Impossible, its probability equal 0. Sure or certain, its probability equal 1. And possible, and the possible, it's a fraction or a decimal between 0 and 1. So, from the previous, the probability is a number from 0 to 1. Measure the chance of an event occurring. The chance of an event occurring. So, the rule which we have, to get the probability of any event, you must get at first the total and put it in the denominator. And the chance that this event happen, put it in the numerator. So the rule will be the number of ways that can occur over the total number of possible outcomes. And if we add all possible events, their probabilities, all of them, they must equal 1. All the probabilities of the possible event, it must be equal 1. So the sum of probabilities of all possible events equal 1. We have an exercise. In an experiment of tossing a single die once and observing the number of the top face complete. This is the die which we played the games. The probability of getting an even number The probability of getting an even number. Okay, the die have 6 faces because it's a cube. Each face has a number from 1 to 6. Okay, so how we get the probability of an even number? At first, search about the even number in the die. How many even number? 2, 4, and 6. So we have 3 faces in the die have an even number. The probability of getting an even, 3 over the total 6 faces. 3 over 6. And in the probability, we must simplify any fraction. Okay? So 3 over 6 equals half. This is the probability of an even number. Count how many faces have an even number and put it up above the denominator, which is a total. The probability of getting an odd number. At first, how many odd number in the die? 1, 3, and 5. Also, we have 3 odd numbers in the die. So, the probability of getting an odd, 3 over 6. 6 is the total number of faces of die. We will simplify it. It will be half. How we simplify? Divided 3. Up and down. It will be half. The probability of getting a prime number. What is the primes? Do you remember? Prime is a number which has just 2 factors, which are 1 and the number itself. What is the prime in the die? 2, 3, and 5. So we have also 3 prime numbers over 6, the total number of faces of the cube. And then simplify it, it will be half. The probability of getting a prime even number. We know that the only even number in the prime is 2. So we have just one even prime. We have just one even prime. So it will be 1 over 6. And this even is 2, number 2. Okay, and this is, we can simplify it more than that. The probability of getting a number 5. How many faces in the die have a 5? It's just one face. One face has a 5 in it. So it will be 1 over 6. The probability of getting a number greater than 6. How many faces has a number greater than 6 in the die? There is no faces has number greater than 6. All the numbers less than 6. So this probability impossible to happen. Impossible to happen. So it will be 0 over 6 equals 0. The probability of getting a number less than or equal to 6. Less than or equal to 6. How many faces has 6 or less than it? All the faces. All the faces has a number 6. One face has 6 and the rest of faces has a number less than 6. So it will be 6 over 6 equals 1. We know that any fraction, its numerator equal its denominator equal 1. The probability of getting a number divisible by 3. What is the number in the die is divisible by 3? 3 and 6 only. These two numbers are divisible by 3 in the die. So the probability of the divisible by 3, 2 over 6. Simplified, divided by 2 up and down. It will be 1 over 3. The probability of getting a number divisible by 5. What is the number in the die are divisible by 5? It's only 5. Only 5 is divisible by 5. So we have one face from 6 has a number divisible by 5. So the probability of it equal 1 over 6. Another exercise. When you flip a coin once, the probability of getting a tail. Do you know the coin? These are the coin. The coin has just two faces. just two faces. One of them a head and the other is a tail. Okay? So, in the coin, the total will be 2 because the coin has 2 faces. So, the denominator always in the coin 2. Okay. How many tail in the coin? We have just one face has a tail. So, the probability of getting a tail 1 over 2, half. And how many head in the coin? We have just one head. So, the probability of getting a head 1 over 2. If we flip a coin once, okay? So, the probability of getting a head half. So, the probability of any coin, tail or head will be half. Another exercise. If the probability of the occurrence of an event is 5 over 8, the probability of the non-occurrence of this event is, okay, to get the complete probability, we said that it will be 1, right? So, if we have an occurrence event and we want to get the non-occurrence, just subtract the fraction which we have or the decimal which we have from the 1. 1 is the total or the sum of all possible probabilities. Okay, so we will subtract 1 minus 5 over 8. How we do this? 1 will be 8 over 8. Okay, now we have the same denominator, just subtract. 8 minus 5 equals 3 and write 8 as it is. So, if we have the probability of an occurrence event and we want to get the non-occurrence, the probability of non-occurrence, just subtract the fraction or the decimal which you have from 1. Okay, because 1 is the sum of all possible probabilities. Next, we have another exercise, the last exercise in this session. In a box, there are 5 red balls. We have a box, inside it a ball, colored balls, 5 red, 3 blue, and 7 green balls. All of them are equal in size. Okay? If we choose a ball blindly, just cover our eyes and choose any ball. Okay? What is the probability of getting the drawn ball is blue one? Okay? We are covering our eyes. We can see. Okay. At first in this question, you must get the total of all balls, red and blue and green. Add the 3 numbers together. 5 plus 3 plus 7, it will be 15. The total of all balls will be 15 because this total will write it in the denominator. Okay? How many blue balls in this box? We have 3 blue balls in this box. Okay? So the probability of getting a blue ball, it will be 3 over 15. 3 blue balls over the total is 15. Don't leave it like that. You must simplify it. Divide it by 3 equal 1 over 5. What is the probability that the drawn ball is green? How many green balls? We have 7. 7 over the total, which is 15. This is the probability of getting a green ball. What is the probability that drawn ball is not red? Not red, it means we will leave red and add the blue and the green, the other colors. Okay? Just don't get the red. We just add the other colors except the red. 3 plus 7, it will be 10. 10 over 15. Simplified, divided by 5, it will be 2 over 3. This is our lesson today. Thank you for listening to me. I hope that you enjoy and understand this lesson. See you next time. Bye.